I am so lopsided. Oh, very lopsided. Oh no, no. Is that better? Welcome to another episode. I'm Kaila and I'm back on the roof of my bus. Who's calling me? Gosh darn it. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Kaila. I'm on the roof of our bus yet again. And today we are going to try to install this cubby that we made under where the table on our roof deck is going to be. Nope, don't like that. And today we are going to be attempting to install this cubby system, which is going to be underneath where our roof deck table is going to be. But without further ado, roll the credits and then we'll jump right in. Hi, Hen. I'm trying this intro. I'm so weird. This is James. He's gonna help me get the cubby system in, because it's actually a lot heavier than we were hoping for, but whatever. No! It's also really windy. It's also getting dark. It's actually quite comfortable. We should just like forget the Skylight, just put a little liner in this and then we can just, yeah. Good night. All right, let's get some work done. So here we have what we're going to call our cubby. And like I said, it's going to go underneath where the roof deck table there is going to be, just to add a little bit of storage up here. So the way we assembled this was we created the rectangle, obviously after we measured. And then from there, let's see if I can lift this up. Oh, wait, hold on. We then put these deck boards on underneath. And the reason we have this going across is because the base of the table leg is going to go there, so we really needed it to be supported. And then for just aesthetics, we just added one more piece of board going across each of those 2x4s. Now we have to shimmy this under the roof deck boards to get it in place, to use some brackets we bought to hold up and fasten it into place. And all that good stuff. Actually, this is really not easy shimming this under here, but we can do it. We did it before without messing the roof up. We can do it again. All right, well that sucked, but hopefully this cubby will be worth it. And the idea would be to be able to stuff things down underneath to store. Ay.
And what we're gonna do is take this doohickey and these doohickeys. We got a box of doohickeys. We're gonna attach this doohickey here. Start with 2 screws. And then get all 8 of these brackets all attached to this board.
Our cubby.
Hold the cubby up. And while that's being held up,
yep,
we screw in the top.
Okay.
2. So it's set in place, then we can go around and jam it full of more screws.
Okay, sounds good. Let's hope it holds. Get the top ones in.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you hold.
Yeah.
let's do that side.
Here we have this beautiful table leg, which detaches from the middle section. This will be attached to the table. This will now be attached to our cubby. Alrighty. We already marked the holes. So now we're just gonna go ahead, pre-drill, and then screw this baby into place.
Official. That's where the table's going.
I know that there is nothing stopping me. No physical presence that I can't see. Oh, there's nothing in my way. There's nothing in my way. There's nothing in my way. There's nothing in my way.
Got most of that work done for today. Putting the joist brackets on. We did run into some misfits, of course, where we could not slide the brackets on because of the bolts and washers that are connected to the deck legs. So we had to remove those, slide on the brackets if we could, and then re-bolt them on. Or for other ones, we had to actually drill through the bracket. So a little customization, of course, per usual. All right, good night. See you tomorrow. Another day, and it is finally time. We are going to be cutting a hole for our skylight. Well, not quite a hole. You'll see what we do. But it's happening, and it's a little scary, but it'll be worth it if we figure it out.
Yeah.
Here we go. So this is our plan. Instead of cutting one big hole and then having to build walls up, we're going to try to utilize as much of this metal that's already on there as possible. So we're actually going to drill through the center and then use the jigsaw to cut here, 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 and here. That way we have 4 triangle pieces that we're going to actually peel up to each side. We then are going to have to go back and get custom metal pieces for the corners, which will go there to fill in any holes. And then we're going to go from there. But for now, let's start with that. I'm going to get this taped up. We're going to drill the hole. We're going to cut the lines and hope for the best. Safety check. Safety check. Like a dweeb.
Going scuba diving.
Whatever. Ready?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. It's gonna be fine. Oh, okay. So as you can see, this is pretty flexible, which is awesome. We should be able to bend it up pretty easily. We're gonna find out.
Oh, dude.
I know. Go slow and steady. So here's the idea now that we've cut this. This will bend up, and obviously we're gonna have to probably pinch this and really bend it. I do have to go back in and cut that still. But we're gonna bend all these pieces up as best we can. This one's gonna be harder. This piece is definitely gonna be the hardest because it's, you know, but
Yeah.
it'll be fine. But we started it, no going back now.
Don't leave me behind here. I've just arrived. I've been waiting for someone to take me away, far away. I'll take my time, dear, just to keep you around here. Know what they say, you can't keep the clouds away, away, far away.
Two flaps, mostly bent up. That's the inside of the bus, oh my god. And those are the easy sides, so we're gonna get to the hard sides now and figure out how to bend them up. James is already thinking about it.
To keep my head above the clouds, to keep myself from looking down. It's harder than you think.
We can try to start with, see if it helps, is just get these up a little and then hammer in a board that will space these out. And if we can get the board hammered up enough and these close enough to the frame, the deck frame, then you might be able to grab it with clamps and pull it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just mimic what we did before. But
Okay.
it's just gonna be like, I don't know what it's gonna be like. We're fighting. Something weird.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it.
Yeah.
Every day is a brand new day. All my life I've been searching for the right way to keep my head above the clouds, to keep myself from looking down. It's harder than you think to live our days in happiness or worry about what happens next. It's harder than you think to. It's harder than you think to.
Sorta. Just need it to bend lower down here.
It's harder than you think.
Well, we got this far, but as expected, we are having trouble bending up these side pieces. And we knew it was going to be hard, but obviously it's harder than we expected, which is classic to this build. But we're going to take a night to think about it, come back and figure out how to get those bent up a little bit more. And yeah, hopefully get it done. It is a couple days later, and we finally have the skylight finally opened up the way we wanted it to. Yesterday, it took some brute force to let these side pieces bend the way we wanted them to. James had to pretty much just hammer it into place. But now that it's done, we have this lovely opening. So the next things we have on our list are cut the tops of these metal pieces off. I'm gonna paint the inside of the wood trim with Drylock, as well as the top where the skylight will be resting. Then we are going to cut the 16 gauge sheet metal we have in the garage. to start making the corner pieces. We then have to bend the metal and then prime the metal and then spray paint the metal. And then after that, come up here, make sure they're gonna work, fasten them in, and then the list continues from there. Let's start with those first couple of things on the list and see how far we can get in the next couple days.
Holy guacamole, that feels funny.
Nice. Yeah, it does feel weird. Let's go for it. Check that off the list. Good morning. It is a new day, of course, and this is the mock-up that James and I made yesterday for the corner pieces for the walls of the Skylight. So as you can see, we did the best that we could bending this 16 gauge galvanized sheet metal with the tools we had. This lip is supposed to be resting on the bus itself, on the roof, and this is where we'll be drilling holes and really, fastening it all together. Because we had to force the sheet metal on the bus up on those long sides, it did end up tearing the corners a little bit. So obviously, as you can see, this doesn't have a corner piece. So that's a little bit problematic because you can still see down into the bus. But we do have this scrap piece of metal. It actually is from a old propane stove. One of the neighbors up the street thought maybe we could use the propane stove, and unfortunately it's just too big for the space we have, so we kind of put it aside for now. And James picked this up yesterday and was like, man, wouldn't it be so great if we could just utilize these corners? So we're gonna try to do that. So what we're gonna try to do is cut the corners off of this, fasten it to our corner pieces in order to cover up those cracks that we have on the corners of the opening of the Skylight. This metal, it extends out further than this metal. So I think what we're gonna do is recreate this again, but this time have more of a lip. That way these meet up better and just look nicer and hopefully cover up all the cracks and holes and seams we need. James should be down soon, and then we're gonna cut some more sheet metal and see what we can get done. Yeah. all this down. This is the closest I've been able to get the corner piece, but there's still really big gaps, and I just don't feel very comfortable with that. Granted, the idea would be to have obviously butyl tape under this and then screw it in and hopefully it pinches together, but I am a little worried that water is still going to get in. I'm going to wait to see what James thinks when he gets back. I did know this was going to be difficult just because we don't have the tools, we don't have a press to bend the metal the way we need to. We aren't welders, and we are really trying to get around those drawbacks. We'll see what happens. Lately. The snow is finally melted, but we're actually supposed to get more snow this week. So it's just slowed down this whole process. But what I'm going to try to do today, since it's actually nice out, is do a little bit of spray painting. So as you guys saw, the metal pieces for our corners, they weren't sitting as flush as I wanted them to, because these pieces here that we cut, it's preventing it from going all the way down. So because this metal just isn't as flexible as we were hoping, we found an alternative. We found this aluminum flashing at Home Depot. It's a lot more flexible, so hopefully this will be the trick to getting these corner pieces on and getting it all attached and perfect. Because these are aluminum, I am going to have to spray paint them. So what we have is some self-etching primer, and then we have the flat enamel. Yes. So while those are drying, I didn't spray paint one just to show you guys, but here is the new mock-up of what we are planning on doing. So this is seating so much better, both inside and out, this new flashing. And then the washers are just representing where we're gonna drill holes and then fasten it to the bus. And as you can see here, this is a lot more curved. James did hammer it the other day, and now it fits in flush to the bus, the curvature of the bus, a lot better. So we're happy with that. We still have to go up and make sure this is actually going to work, and actually drill the holes and fasten it all up. But for now, this is the design. So we're feeling pretty confident with this piece that we have now drilled the holes in and drilled the holes on the roof for. So I'm going to go ahead and spray paint this along with that fourth piece. And after that, we're going to try to affix this piece completely to make sure that it works and try to figure out any problems that we have to with the first one. That way the next ones we do will hopefully be easier and smoother and faster. It is officially spring! Yes! Check out that sunshine up there. It's actually pretty decently warm today, and hopefully the weather will continue to work with us and stay nice and stay bright and sunny and warm so we can actually get this skylight done. As you can see, our corner piece has a lot more holes than it did last time you saw it. The reason being, besides these that will be fastened to the roof of the bus, these are actually going to be rivets right here that screw into the folded up pieces of metal on the roof. And then these across the top are going to be fastened to the deck board frame that is around the skylight opening. So before we actually go ahead and fasten all that though, I'm going to add a ton of butyl tape to the bottom and anywhere where there's going to be overlaps of metal and metal to wood and all that stuff. That way That way hopefully no water gets in.
Something that makes us complete when we finally see. Here with the sun on our backs, it's all we need. Together with hearts intertwined, there's nothing quite like it.
The sun is out. It is warm. We have a corner on our skylight. I'm very excited, as you can probably tell. We still have a couple more things to kind of tweak to it, get it fastened in a little bit better, add a little bit more butyl tape, but I feel like it's just such good progress, and now we have a very clear vision as to what we need to do for the other corner pieces. I'm going to go back into the garage and get more metal bent into the corner pieces and then go from there.
This freedom that comes with the calm helps us belong. 3,000 miles left behind, and still we run. It's all so beautiful if we fly with our arms out wide. There's love enough to go and space. Breathe it in, slowly breathe it out. There's a place just for us here in New Gold Dust.
All four corners of the skylight are finally attached, and there's a lot more steps to go now, but this video is getting pretty long, so I'm gonna end it here. And next time you tune in, we're gonna have the skylight done and the roof deck done with our table. So catch you next time. It's gonna be good stuff. Bye.